All right, so I'm going to introduce myself real quick. For those people who may not know me, and those people who could care less, I'll still introduce myself to you. I'm Dave Stoyer. I'm this person's other half.
I'm the better half, right?
Yeah.
That's what he says. I'm Callie.
Yeah. So we have 5 kids. We have found ourselves in a lot of different businesses and have invested in different things and done different things. And one of the things that we have found that I sure wish would have done a long time ago is focus more energy on a company with integrity that stands behind a network marketing model or business. And that's why we've really latched onto doTERRA, because the organization, the owners and their products are genuinely amazing. And so we want to spend a little bit of time kind of going through maybe our story for a second, and then also kind of what it is about doTERRA that makes them unique and why we really, really love that.
So we are so glad that you're taking the time to be with us today, and we are excited to share this story and experience, this journey with us. A lot of people have asked us in the past why or how Dave, Dr. Dave, who is Harvard trained and educated doctor, has been
big nerd. That's a giant nerd token to wear, right?
Well, earning that degree and that journey was a big journey for us. And he is now in the process of selling his practices he's been involved in our doTERRA business, but to really put his full effort into this business. And the question is often asked, why? And so we are here to talk to you about that, to share our passion about doTERRA and how we really took a turn to invest our time and energy into doTERRA so heavily. So we're going to do that, but I'm going to also share our screen. Are we ready to share the screen?
Yeah, go for it.
Okay, so we're going to do that. So we can jump in here, and we've got some slides to share with all of you. Okay, so now you should be able to see our slides. You can give us some thumbs up if you can. Yes, good, awesome. All right, so doTERRA as a business. Why to jump into doTERRA as a business? This is a big question we're asked often, and we are going to talk to you about it today. And want to share with you especially, or a little bit about how we got started. Do you want to do that?
Yeah.
Or do you want me to do it?
Well, you tell it better than I do.
I do, okay. Well, so it went down like this. My sister introduced doTERRA to me and sent me some oils to use, and we didn't at the time, this was probably, 5 years ago? Didn't know much about essential oils, and but being a supportive sister, I said, sure, we'll give this a try. And some of you may or may not have heard this story, but Dave was very skeptical about these little brown bottles that showed up.
Oh, I was a jerk. Let's be realistic. Skeptical, nothing. I had never been taught 1 minute about it in school. It doesn't matter where I went to school. I wasn't taught anything. So it was kind of this moment where, we have, I don't know if you know Justin Harrison. He's this, master distributor with doTERRA, and he was kind enough. He comes out to the house and they tell him, work on me. And I thought, oh my goodness, these little brown bottles of something, and didn't make any sense to me. So I was a total jerk, actually.
Well, my sister at the time was, she was sharing the essential oils, asked me to host a class, comes to Maine, brings Justin Harrison. I think he came because it was her first class she was doing. He was helping her. And yes, Dave sat there with his arms folded, completely being rude. And I had said to Justin, the only person that we really care about in the room is my husband, because I wanted him to appreciate these oils. So I had started using them with our family, and I was seeing the power of the oils. And in fact, I remember one of the early first experiences I had was my daughter burned herself. And I grabbed the lavender. I was told to use lavender on burns, put it on her, and immediately it provided relief, and just the soreness and the bubbling, didn't occur. And I was very impressed. And as a mother of 5 kids, there's a lot of times when things like that are happening and I need solutions to go to, and I was finding that I was opening up my oils and using them and getting a lot of results. So there was this tension in the home where I was really feeling and loving the power of the oils, and Dave was rolling his eyes and thinking, my sister and I were crazy. So it got to the point where I said, honey, you are smart. You have the best education that money could buy. You're a doctor. Will you please study these essential oils? And will you, through studying them, figure out why is this working? Why am I seeing this result? And kind of prove me wrong if you can. So now you say, you started to study, Dave, right?
Oh gosh, yeah. I started spending a bunch of time. There were several different things. And I think that people, when you start to use something new, in this case, an essential oil, which really they're just compounds that nature has over however long, right? Let's say it's 100,000 years or something. Nature's created this ability for these compounds to be very effective in their area of use. So whether it's to reduce fungal growth, whether it's to cause the inability for bacteria to communicate with each other, whether it's to prevent birds from picking on through the grapefruit, right, and to tear out its seeds. So there's a use for these compounds in nature. And what I began to realize was that if we study what those uses are in nature, they have a direct correlation to us. There is no reason why scientifically that we shouldn't look at these natural compounds and understand how they benefit us. And yeah, I mean, on the surface, if you haven't been taught something, if no one's really explained it to you, you may look at a brown bottle of like grapefruit essential oil and say, that doesn't make any sense to me. It must be voodoo magic-y stuff. And that's really only out of, in my case, ignorance. No one ever told me. I didn't know what it was. So I thought, well, it can't possibly be true. But if you really start to look at the compounds, you realize, wait a minute, these have an incredible effect on human or animal or even natural anatomy, whether you're talking about a tree or birds, right? They have an effect. And so my journey was, well, what is this effect? What are they doing? And my first realization was actually oregano. Tons of research out there that showed how oregano and the different compounds are effective at reducing certain aspects of the cell wall on bacteria. And it was kind of that moment where I realized, wait a minute, this stuff really is effective. And there's a bunch of research on it. So I'm going to quit being this negative Nelly and kind of understand what it can do for my family and in my home or in my practice for my patients. So that was a journey. It took me some time. But once it clicked, I realized, dang, this stuff's amazing. So that's kind of my journey.
And since that time, we have fallen in love with helping people discover essential oils and realize that they can also have the benefits, especially as a mother, that I love to help other mothers realize that essential oils can be such a tool in their life. And they can also, we can help motivate people to make a positive impact. So as we move along here, we want to ask you to think about what your goal is. We always love to help people think about what desired experience do you want to have from meeting with us today. So take a few seconds and just think about these questions. Are you interested in starting an essential oil business? Because this is our invitation to you. Do you have possibly a desire to become an entrepreneur? This is something that we've been passionate about for 20 plus years, serial entrepreneurs, and we are looking for other people that are interested in joining with us. And possibly, do you have an existing business that you could add essential oils to? That's another great thing to do.
Yeah, for instance, you have somebody who might be a massage therapist. You may own a chiropractic office. You may have a Whole Foods store. You may be taking care of children in your home. There is the power of a network marketing business structure is it allows you to amplify what you already do. So there's no reason why an individual, take for instance a busy chiropractor, and the person's seen treating and helping and serving people all day long. Well, by simply including this as a modality in the practice, you're benefiting people tremendously in a secondary way. So you haven't really taken any time out of your day. You're just amplifying what you're already doing. So that is a huge kind of mental breakthrough that a lot of people have to have. They sometimes feel that if their goal is to be an entrepreneur, they need to give up all these other parts of their life. And I would encourage you, as somebody who has done that, like Callie said, we've started several businesses, everything from construction businesses to technology and internet-based companies. A major mistake one might have is to say, I'm going to go all in and drop everything else in my life. And for some people, that may be awesome. But I would encourage you to simply amplify what you already do. Add it to your existing structure. It doesn't take or demand a tremendous amount of your time initially. It's only as you start to become more involved and you see the business growing and suddenly you start to see your check and you think, oh my goodness, this really is amazing. So that's when you realize, okay, I need to spend a little bit more time and make this more significant.
So as you're thinking about your goals and how you might want to integrate doTERRA, we'll just tell you really quick about our agenda today. So we've shared with you a little bit about our experience and how we got here. And now we are going to talk to you about the differences between traditional employment versus entrepreneurship. It's like I said, we've done this for many years in different companies, and we want to tell to you about the difference between general entrepreneurship and also doTERRA, and what it means to build a pipeline of residual income, how doTERRA is so unique. We want to tell you about their compensation plan and a little bit about the level of commitment that's required to build a business with doTERRA. There's some startup costs, but they are little. We're going to talk about that. And we're going to give you some of the next steps so that you can make an informed decision on what you want to do.
Exactly. And one of the reasons why just put it in perspective. So you look at our story maybe 5-6 years ago when we decided, okay, we're going to go from using essential oils for our children and my patients or whatever, to suddenly we move forward and say, we want to do it as a business. At that point, years ago, that conversion was, okay, you're now doing it as a business. Here you go. Have fun. It was like this, we felt like pioneers or like little cowboys out in the woods trying to figure out, okay, how do we get back home? Like, we don't even know where to go. We didn't have materials and paperwork. Now it is incredibly streamlined. There is everything at your fingertips. doTERRA has really invested a lot of time and energy into producing and creating some of the best materials available. So I just want to put that out there. This is a great, great time to jump in and do that.
So in thinking about this, because we really are inviting you to sit back and think about your goals we've talked about, and now who you are and what you really want. So if you are somebody who desires to work in the health and wellness industry, this could be for you. If you're passionate about helping other people, if you've believed that you are destined to make a difference in the world, I can tell you doTERRA has a place for you for that, and we're going to talk to you more about it. If you're sick and tired of working to help somebody else's dreams come true, I mean, that's truly what happens when you are working in a job for somebody else. You're often part of making somebody else's dreams come true as you're an employee working for them. If you want to become your own boss, if you're determined to make money and you want to make what you, on a daily basis, you want to increase your income, these are some of the things that we can teach you how to do in doTERRA. If you're sick of living paycheck to paycheck, we have the solution for you in doTERRA. And you can make your work fit into your life as opposed to having to make your life fit into your work, because you get to work from anywhere and you have complete control. So if these are things that you've been looking for, if that's what has drawn you to this meeting today, then we really are excited that you're here, and we want you to get excited with us as we jump into talking to you a little bit more about this.
Okay, so this is Callie's big thing. She loves this expression, like dare to dream big. It's like this whole mantra, if you're going to go for it, go big. You know, I often joke around when, you know, sometimes with my assistants or in the office, you know, they'll say, okay, they know my mind ahead of time and they're ready to hand me the next thing, you know, whether it's a surgery or whatever. And they're, here you go, we're going to hand you this. And they'll say, okay, do you need, you know, whatever. And I'll say, okay, I need lidocaine, I need this, and then I need $1 billion. And it's such a joke to them. They're like, oh, you need $1 billion. What do you need that for? I'm like, well, hey, if I'm going to ask for something, I'm going to go big and I'll split it with everyone in this office, right? Like, just go big. And as long as that dream is coupled with a company with integrity, with products that are genuinely beneficial to those around you, then you have nothing to fear. It's when a company has a vision, ownership, or products that don't or do not have integrity, that's when people really get burned. They get hurt. And that big dream of theirs gets crushed because everyone around them looks at them as though they are crazy and they've affiliated themselves with something unfortunately unethical. And that's what I love about this is you get to dream big, you get to be powerful and strong, and then tie yourself to something that is ethically awesome.
And your dreams are so safe here. You know, this picture was actually taken about a month ago. We were on a dream trip to Hawaii with our family, and it was absolutely a dream come true. It was something that we had wanted to do for many years. We've recently relocated to the West Coast. We had previously been on the East Coast for 21 years, and Hawaii was just far. It was not something where we had ever gone, and it had been on our bucket list for a long time. And this was a realization of a dream for us. It is so, well, sad, I guess, to me, that people forget to dream. And I want to invite you right now to think about your dreams. You know, go back to the time when you were a child and you maybe had that childhood possibility of being an astronaut or a professional athlete or a dancer. It's at those times when we were children that we moved forward with nothing stopping us. And we gave ourselves permission to dream in a very uninhibited way. And then what happens is as we get older and we have responsibilities or, you know, becoming a mother, you have children now that you're looking out for, and people tend to lose their dreams. They get into the routine of a job or whatever happens that we stop dreaming. And that's so sad because you don't have to stop. If you can think of something, if you can have a dream in your head, any possibility out there can become a reality if you will just believe that it's possible. But it first comes with you thinking it, with you dreaming it. So if you want, you know, what are the dreams that you have? You know, do you want to have better health? Do you want to have better relationships? That, you know, do you need or want more money? What are the things? You know, just think about it for a second. What financial goals do you have?
I mean, I don't mean to cut you off. I guess I did mean to cut you off because I did. So I guess that means consciously I meant to cut her off. Sorry. But my question would be for anybody who, you know, if you're in a given job, if you were suddenly more financially free, would you still show up at the same job? Would you want to be there next week or in 3 weeks? Would you find yourself kind of analyzing where you are today and saying, you know what? No, I really wouldn't be there. I'd rather spend more time with my kids or spend more time with my spouse or whatever it might be. That to me was a huge driver in this. I love taking care of patients, but in the end, it was not my dream. My dream was not to be stuck to a chair or stuck hearing or listening to people's pains all day long and trying to solve them and then trying to interact with, right? It just, at some point, it starts to become a little too consuming and it starts to depress you. And so for me, my dream was to move on. My dream was to be more focused as a husband and as a father. Boom, that was my dream. And so for me, it was a realization, I need to cut it and I need to move on. So I would encourage you, if that's the case, grab onto this, do it. There's nothing stopping you.
And what if you could make $500 more a month? What would that do for you, for your family, for your lifestyle? What if it were $1,500 more a month? What about 5,000, 10,000, 50,000? Do you see where I'm going with this? You can have a dream as large as you want. So dream with us today, right now, And think about this possibility, because it can be and is very real of what's possible. doTERRA truly does make dreams become possible. And we're excited to talk to you about that. You can, in doTERRA, work from home, from anywhere. You can be your own boss. You can create your own schedule. You can focus on what is important to you in your life. You can have a positive impact on the world, which is something that was so important to us. And we're going to talk to you about that. You can be a part of a very incredible team of like-minded people. I love, love, love the relationships and the people that I get to be with in this business that lift me up and inspire me. And the owners that we've gotten to know and love inspire us. And they're good people with integrity. And when you're starting a business, you want to be in business with people that you love and with good people that you can trust. And there's a high degree of trust and integrity in this business. So you can change your financial future, and you can never be an employee again. Be in total control and have a different experience in your work life through and with doTERRA. So, trading hours for dollars is some of the characteristics of traditional employment structure, all right? You can have endless politics to get to the top. You can have, you're limited on your promotions. You're reliant on your employer's vision. And there's often prerequisites that you need to meet, costly education. There's, those barriers to entry exist. Now, even with Dave's experience as a doctor, not anyone can do that, right? He had to go through years and years and years of training and education to create the success that we have created prior to doTERRA. Not anyone can do that.
Well, I don't know. I mean, I like to tell people they could go to my garage, and in about 3 hours, I could teach them how to do what I do with a Dremel and a DeWalt hand drill.
But even with that modesty, the truth is that there are so many limitations, limited time and freedom. Oftentimes you have a lengthy, stressful commute to work. So these are some of the negatives. Now, as a doTERRA wellness advocate and in this business opportunity, some of my favorite things is that you can build true and lasting residual income. That's one of the main reasons why we love this business opportunity, that we can teach people how to create residual income with an equal opportunity for everyone. Because there's other ways to do that, which we've done through real estate and business creation and whatnot, but not as easy and without the risk and without the investment as you can in doTERRA. You get to be rewarded by helping other people succeed. You're unlimited in your potential for your earning income. There's no ceiling on this, which is exciting. There's no prerequisites. You get free education. We have training and programs to assist you. Dave mentioned it wasn't that way in the beginning, but it is now. There's so many ways to do this business, and we step you right through that.
So let's do that. Let's step you through it.
I love this quote from Art Jonak. Do you want to read it, Dave?
It is amazing. Well, people can read it, but it's amazing to how people think 4 years is a long time to succeed in a business, but think it's all right to stay broke at a job for 40 years. How true is that, right? Like you wake up every day, you run into work and you're like, oh, crud, if I'm not there, I don't get paid. And it's this stress that is just not necessary. We really can show and prove that this model is effective. It does require work. It does require some sacrifice in different areas, but that doesn't make it any less possible. It just simply means put in the effort and do it. This is you, babe.
This is me. Okay. So in an average business, and we have a lot of experience here, the average startup cost is $30,000 plus the ongoing expenses. And even that, I feel like is low.
I would add another zero to that, to be honest.
And I guess that's just low to us because we've done things that have been to a much bigger scale.
Or 2 zeros.
Owning multiple, medical practices, and we have delved into real estate, both commercial and residential, and you cannot buy a piece of real estate for more than a few $100,000. The the barrier to entry, like I said, is so high. And you
Well,
have
it
to
adds a
juggle
huge
many
stress.
hats.
Well, it adds a
That's the
huge
stress
stress.
part.
Yeah.
You know, I think one of the things that you loved most, or we wanted to, that we've been tired of, is having employees, being responsible for employees. You know, that
Having employees is wonderful, you know, because they're part of your family. But then imagine you get sick. Imagine you can't be productive and you can't provide the necessary income to stabilize a practice, for instance. You now have 30 people whose lives depend on you. You now have people that are your family, that their husbands, their children depend on you, and you're not in good conscience going to suddenly say, okay, well, it's been a rough month. Suddenly you don't get paid. It doesn't work that way, right? And then take commercial real estate or other real estate things. Yeah, we do own several things. But imagine if a business suddenly has a difficult time. Hello, been there. These businesses suddenly don't pay their rent. Now all of a sudden you're faced with not just a $2,000 or $3,000 mortgage you got to come up with. Now you're faced with a $30,000 bill at the end of the month that if they're not paying theirs, I got to pay it.
Or the hurricane that came to Florida. We were out fixing properties.
Yeah,
So we have in Florida. I mean, there's so many risks that come with ownership. And
they're not just risks, they're real. They happen. So I can say, as somebody who, with my wife, over time, we've dived into different things. The idea that a business like doTERRA can provide monthly income without a huge long-term investment is unreal. It is so much less stressful. Imagine, for instance, you buy a building. This building is going to generate, let's say, $10,000 a month in income to me. Okay, that's not very real, but let's say it does. Do you know what my cost is to generate that? You're looking at a couple $1 million that you've had to put into this building. And you have to have a management company. And you have to have insurance and riders. You have to have legal contracts. You have to hope their business does well. And then every month, that means that I have to be writing a check to a bank or to whomever for more than that $10,000, which means that every given month, my cost to generate $10,000 of net income is more than $20,000 or $30,000 every month, which means if any little house of card thing falls down, our internal stress is gigantic. Versus you compare that to doTERRA and you hit the rank of, let's say, diamond or platinum, and you're now going to get a check for $10,000 from your work, the same amount of work it costs to put into building to make it a commercial structure. We're buying what, $150 worth of product a month. Do you see what I mean? Like, you're spending $150 to $200 a month to purchase products, to be invested in your business, and you're going to be making the same amount that I just spent we spent millions of dollars to create. It is a completely different train of thought. And that is why I can tell you concisely on both sides of this aisle, we're there on both sides. Yeah. I would take doTERRA's any day, any day. In fact, we're in the process of trying to sell everything because this is so much less stress. It's so much more effective.
On the doTERRA side, your startup cost is products for your own home. That's it. That's all you have to do is a minimum $100 of products that you're going to use anyway.
That's right. You're not keeping an inventory. There is no rule that you have to go out and fill the back seat of your vehicle with doTERRA's products and then show up at someone's house and say, oh gosh, I hope they buy my products, because otherwise I have all this money in there that's sitting around. You know what I mean? We don't do that. The only inventory we keep of doTERRA's products are things that we use. We use them for our laundry detergent. We use them for our healthcare in our home. We clean our kitchen with them. We use them for the health and safety of our children. So that, to me, is another great example of how doTERRA has structured a business that you don't have to feel like that crazy salesperson who's going from door to door with a car filled of stuff. It's great.
Right. It's great. So much less headache. No employees to pay. No overhead, no billing that you have to do. doTERRA takes the risk out of the equation completely. And you're now not trading hours for dollars like traditional employment. So it's super powerful. And that is creating residual income. And this is the secret, you guys, to wealth, to financial freedom, and being able to do whatever you want whenever you want, is residual income. And too many people trade their time for money, and the outcome is just completely full of limitations and compromises. And this is something that we were so intimately familiar with as Dave being a doctor. If he's not, if a doctor's not working, they're not making money. So we knew that early on, and that is why we grew our practice and grew to multiple practices with multiple doctors, because we were trying to create residual income. And it works, right? But as Dave has mentioned, it's very expensive to do that when we have an option for you that is only the investment of buying products for yourself. Mm-hmm. And everyone needs residual income, whether you're a student, a health professional, an executive, a stay-at-home parent, you still will do well to build some type of residual income into your life. Okay, so that you can have some time freedom, some flexibility to do the things that you want, that you are dreaming about, that we talked about before, to go on that trip to Hawaii that you've been dreaming on. That feels so good when you know that you have created residual income, and that your asset that you've built, that doTERRA becomes an asset, is going to continue to pay you after your work's been done. Just like a real estate asset. So we've got multiple real estate assets, but doTERRA is the one that is the most stress-free and enjoyable for us to create. And that's what it will become for you, is this beautiful asset. And in doing so, and working as a team the way that you do and the way that we will teach you, you realize that everybody wins in the process as we help you to achieve success, and then you help somebody else to achieve success on your team. It's this beautiful, beautiful situation where everybody wins in this really cool way. So
yeah, like when we were in Hawaii, we're walking down the beach, and we got to talk to some people out there that are also in doTERRA, and I won't use their names because I didn't mention to them I would ahead of time, but they're just the neatest family. And he's out there with his kids, and he's out there watching them surf, and he's showing us different beaches, and just a fun, great guy, tons of energy. And I'll tell you his first name, Kyle. Great guy. And I sat there and I listened to his story, right? The guy is super entrepreneurial with his wife. They had worked very hard, built different businesses, been very successful, and then some negative things happened, outside of their control, and he had to start over. But what did they let it kick them into the dirt, and they buried their head in the sand? Heavens no. They jumped up and built something else. And you listen to that and you think, wow, these are the kind of people you get to be around. And as you listen to his schedule, for example, they kind of split it. He works on Mondays and Fridays or whatever, and she's Tuesdays and Thursdays, and they do this work with their team and all this stuff. And I think to myself, wow, that is impressive, because really what's happening is they have created a dream, they live it, and they do it. And it really is one of those things where if you get an opportunity to meet different people in this industry, you will see that they're genuine, they're very real, they're down to earth. They're not the people you see driving down the street and crazy little things, here and there. They're just good, hardworking people of every different background. I think it's amazing in this industry, some of the different leaders and their backgrounds. Uh-huh. They may not have had any formal degree in anything, yet they're making $150,000 a month and teaching a team of 20,000 people how they can improve their lives. I just love that. There is no prerequisite for success in this industry. You don't have to be anything. You just get to be something unique. That's it. Be yourself, own it, and that's all it really takes. So
there's a reason why you want to choose doTERRA, because doTERRA is so unique. And they are the largest essential oil company in the world. They're the #1 network marketing company in the United States and top 5 globally. They have set all kinds of records. They are debt-free, which is really important when you're partnering with a company to know their financial stability. It's a key ingredient to their success. So you don't want to overlook the importance of that right there, the way that they manage their finances. The executive business team is incredible. And combined, they possess over 150 years of industry experience. And their main primary goal is to make a difference in the world. And in 7 years, they crossed the $1 billion threshold, which is twice as fast as any other network marketing company. So some of those numbers should just tell you how big doTERRA is, how they are the speeding bullet train that you want to jump on moving towards success. Now,
I wonder with our time, should we just kind of skip over this real quick?
Well, should we?
It's up to you. You're my boss.
We wanted to show you a video. So let's just see if we can do this really quick. We're going to stop our share, come back to you guys for just a second. And we have to share a different screen to do this. And let's skip one of them that we were going to do. And we're going to give you the assignment. This is, if you're not familiar with essential oils, this is just a 2-minute video on what an essential oil is. But we're going to assume that a lot of you are familiar with essential oils. And instead, this one is so important to me. And this is a video teaching you about the co-impact sourcing program that doTERRA does. And it's been a critical reason why we love doTERRA. So we're going to show this to you.
Profound impact on our health and wellness. But the impact of how and where they're sourced goes beyond a drop of oil. First, we search the globe to identify the best plant material, harvested and expertly distilled for oil potency and quality. Many of our essential oils come from countries facing economic and environmental challenges. This provides a unique opportunity for doTERRA to produce the highest quality essential oils while also doing good in a sustainable way. We call this co-impact sourcing. Through this.
Okay, glad to be back. And let's go ahead and we'll jump back to our screen share presentation, and we will not try video. All right. Well, what we wanted to tell you and show you was how doTERRA is involved in co-impact sourcing, which is something that is our favorite thing that sets doTERRA apart, where they have sourced the oils where they are indigenously grown in countries, third world countries throughout the world. And we go into those countries and we help them with their infrastructure. We find out what their needs are. We help them to be able to harvest these beautiful, precious oils that they otherwise wouldn't have a market for. And maybe they in the past didn't have or receive fair payments for them. So we find out what their needs are, and through efforts on the ground, we coordinate those needs, whether it be, in some cases, bringing water into the village, providing schools, healthcare clinics. In this beautiful way, we're helping to lift them out of poverty and to provide a way for them to work and provide for their families. And it's just amazing. So that's been something we've been so passionate about being a part of. And another thing that sets doTERRA apart is their retention rate. So doTERRA has a 65 to 70% retention rate, where the normal industry standard is 10 to 12%. And what that means is when you are selling somebody and teaching them about essential oils, 70% of those who join are going to use them month after month. That's incredible, because you're not, as a salesperson, having to go out and sell all of the time. As we focus on educating people on how to care for their homes and their families, they love and use the essential oils. And doTERRA, the statistics are about 82% of the people who come to doTERRA and purchase the oils are really just wanting to get the oils. And that contributes to our high retention rate. We are a very customer-focused company, and we love our customers. It's great to be a customer. Only 18% of the people who enroll are going to ever want to sell or share the oils. So as we focus on our customers and teach them how to use the oils and really educate people, then we are creating a solid, stable residual income, which is so important.
Let's just compare that to other industries. So someone may say to you, okay, well, there's XYZ network marketing company that sells essential oils. There's this other company that sells weight loss products, and another one, right? In this industry, there's a lot of people that sell supplements or healthcare products. Their average retention is 8%. So 8 out of every 100 people you talk with are going to retain an interest in talking with you or buying products in the future, which means you're spending so much time trying to help people stay on your bandwagon. That's just a very challenging thing to do. It's extremely frustrating. So that's why, for instance, to have an 82% retention rate is crazy. It's just so much more rewarding. So, all right, let's move on to, wherever my mouse went, just somewhere.
It's also important to realize that the demand for these essential oils is real. It's growing. This is a hot market, hot opportunity right now. People love natural remedies and natural solutions. They're looking for them. And you even find that in the healthcare industry.
All the time.
That people want natural solutions. And so it's great to have that to offer to them. 73% of the general population is looking for natural solutions to improve their health. 51% of the population has used essential oils. So we've kind of already gone past the stage where essential oils were voodoo and weird and no one knew what they were. People now do know what they are. And as your awareness increases, you're going to notice them all over the place. Essential oils are here to stay. And of the general population, only 13% are familiar with doTERRA essential oils. So as a business investor, those are some really great numbers. Of those 13%, only 7% use doTERRA. So we have a lot of people who are looking for natural solutions, 71%. Half of the population is familiar with essential oils, and most of them are not enrolled in doTERRA. So this is incredible. This is called a big opportunity that we're inviting to you too. And it's exciting. So you've got to know, okay, so people are all familiar with essential oils. Well, why doTERRA? And that is because not all oils are created equal. doTERRA has what's called a Certified Pure Therapeutic Grade Quality, CPTG. And I'm going to let Dave talk about that because he's even more intimately familiar as a member of doTERRA's medical scientific advisory board, the medical board. He gets to intimately understand this process.
Yeah, I mean, so in any industry, regardless of what that industry is, when it comes to creating supplements or healthcare products in general, if they're not regulated by the FDA, so almost there is no supplement company, right, that you're purchasing over the counter from Walmart or from anywhere. They're not being regulated by the FDA, which means it's on the company to prove that their products are natural, safe, and effective. But yet they don't have to prove it to anybody. The only proof is in the consumer's use of the product. So it's a little bit good. It's a wonderful thing because it allows companies to be creative. It allows companies to be innovative, right? They get to go out and determine, is that grass that I mowed up in my lawn, does it have a benefit for us somehow, right? They can look at it and then they can put it in a box and they can sell it as a supplement. The negative with that is there is nobody policing it. That company can then box up anything they want and say to you, this is the best stuff. Don't buy the other company's stuff because my grass that I mowed up and sold to you in a box that was $12 is better than their grass, right? So it's an internal process the company has to put in place. So doTERRA has put a very high bar, a bar that didn't even exist. They self-imposed regulations on their own oils, their own sourcing, their own products that are the highest in the industry, period. There is no company that has a higher level of sourcing and a higher level of verification that what you're getting is exactly what it should be. So that's something that we can be very comfortable with. And I would encourage you, if you have a moment, do a search online through YouTube or Google and look for some of doTERRA's sourcing and doTERRA's quality assurance protocols. There are videos that doTERRA has out there. We were going to show one to you, but just crashed, so we won't do that again. But the videos that are out there are very, very educational. And you'll have like Dr. Hill, for instance, explaining what their protocol is. And it's fantastic. So I would encourage you to spend a few minutes and feel comfortable with that because it's a huge part of feeling as though the company is ethical and honest and delivers the best products they can.
And we're going throughout the world to get the very best quality products for you. so that they can be the CPTG. And this is ensuring the highest quality, and also that they're grown in an environment where the oils can thrive the best. And it creates this ripple effect that occurs in the economy where the oils are sourced, creating the sustainable jobs, reliable income in these underdeveloped areas. And this is something that doTERRA is wholeheartedly committed to, the ethical treatment of all of their suppliers and growers and paying them fair prices and on-time payments. So again,
they not only pay them fair prices. I mean, let's take a second, and I just to really hit this point, because this is something so important. Look at this gentleman, you know, in his hat there and his life, right? He works incredibly hard to sustain those people that he loves, is my guess. I mean, his job is demanding. It's brutal. And it would be very easy for a multi-billion-dollar company to come into these environments and take advantage of these people. It would be very easy to do that. And most companies in the past have.
Yeah.
So doTERRA does exactly the opposite. doTERRA cuts out the middleman. They walk in to these environments and they say, you know what? We're going to do our best to help you grow and to become better. We're going to pay you 4 times or 3 times or whatever the number is, more than you ever got paid. And we're going to set up long-term contracts so you don't have to be nervous that next year we're going to disappear. Your family's going to be provided for. And on top of all that, doTERRA then comes in and helps them to build schools, to build hospitals, to help teach them how to take better care of their families and their environment. So they're making a very strategic business decision as well as a humanitarian decision in investing in these same farmers, in this man, for instance, so that he can be around over the next 10 years and provide the products that we need on a business side. But yet we've changed their future. We've given them hope. So it's an incredible business model. I absolutely love the way doTERRA looks at that.
So it really is the best business decision that we feel like you can make. And so now we want to jump into answering just a few questions, letting you know how much you can earn, how you actually do the business, what it costs to get started. So we're going to jump through some of the nitty-gritty with you real quick. And first of all, this being shown here is what's called the Diamond Kit. This is the whole collection that doTERRA offers that you can get for an amazing deal, and you can save a lot of money by making this investment. And this one small investment, truly, of a few $1,000s to get a business started, you really couldn't make any better investment, in our opinion, into anything, especially into creating a business that you're going to be able to have all the benefits that we've just talked about and have the potential to make $10,000 a month and more and much more. So there's a fast start bonus that you're paid weekly. And that is when each enrollee must have at least a 100 PV, that's their point value. doTERRA has a global seamless plan because we are a global company. And so they assign each essential oil a point value. And that is kind of the economy of doTERRA. So when you are doing a business, then you are an active business builder if you're placing at least 100 point value PV order each month. And then as you enroll people in the first 60 days, you can earn a 20% commission on those personal enrollments. Then you can earn a 10% commission on the second generation of enrollments and 5% on your third generation. And that gets paid weekly. So this is one way that you can earn money fast. That's why it's called the fast start, to help get your business off the ground. And we teach you and train you, by the way, if you're working with us, on all of this in detail. And it's easy to learn, and we make sure that you understand how to build your business and how to build it in the right foundation, which is what I love about this Power of 3 bonus.
So these are just bonuses, by the way. This isn't your commission per se based on efforts. This is your bonus. The company is basically saying, if you please structure things correctly so that your leaders at different levels can be successful themselves, then we're gonna pay you for that. Your extra effort, we're gonna pay you to please help them become successful as well. That's what this is.
Right, because someone might think, oh, I want to enroll everybody and keep them and work with them by myself. But the reality is you earn more if you structure properly in this structure of 3, where you enroll 3 people and then you help them to enroll 3 and then enroll 3 in this power of 3 structure. When you do it the first time, you can earn a $50 bonus. And then as you help your 3 people find 3, you earn a $250. And then you do it that 3rd level and you're earning a $1,500 bonus per month. So again, I asked earlier, what would that do to change your life if you were earning an extra $1,500, $2,000 a month? I would think that most people would have a significant impact, and it's a worthwhile thing to do.
And that's a bonus that's being paid every month, simply as a courtesy, really, to us as leaders or to any one of you. So if we said Barbara or Bev or Sherry, all of a sudden you jump out and you're doing this, and doTERRA says, Sherry, thank you so much for properly working with your team and helping them to become new leaders and for them to become successful. Because it really isn't about us individually, it's about the team. It's about allowing other people to suddenly come into their own and develop their own talents. That's what I love about it.
Now, this next way that you're paid is the monthly commission, and I love this. This is called the unilevel bonus. And what's amazing about this is that you are paid 7 levels deep, and you're paid the larger percentage on the deeper levels. All right, now this is working usually opposite of most network marketing companies that pay you higher percentages on level 1, 2, because they want to give you more money up front. But over the long term, you make a lot more money if you are paid a higher percentage on the lower levels.
And think of it from their retention. Remember, most companies have about an 8% retention rate, which means in order to keep you in the business, so if we're talking to Elaine now, and Elaine, in order to keep you in this business and excited, we have to pay you more on your first few levels because most of the people you talk with are going to disappear. So the only way to keep you around is to pay you more. But what does that do long term? It means you're burning through friends. It means you have dead bodies, so to speak, everywhere because everyone's so frustrated talking to you. They're like, oh, I did it for a month. I can't do this anymore. So they drop off. But what if the company flips it and they know that they have a 70 or 80% retention rate, and they're then willing to pay you more based on the lower levels, your 7th level, your 6th level. Trust me when we say, when you start getting a check from your 5th, 6th, and 7th levels of production of your team who have learned how to grow, they're happy, their teams are happy. Suddenly you look at it and say, oh my goodness, thank you, thank you, thank you, because that is a gigantic number. And it starts to get big. Imagine getting paid $32,000 every single month because just that level, that's just that level, mind you, suddenly is now growing and building. It is so exciting. Trust me, when you start to look at your team growth and you see suddenly a 4th level is even there in the first place, and you get so excited and you go and reach out to them and like, oh, hooray, this is awesome. And suddenly they grow, and suddenly you see somebody in Canada growing, and then you have somebody you don't even know in California growing. It's just so much fun.
Yes, your business will become a global business because as the network spreads and spreads, and doTERRA is growing so fast globally, it's inevitable that you will become a global business owner and be an international business.
In fact, while we're sitting here doing this webinar, I just had a phone call from one of our leaders in China, right? And her relationship to us came through another friend of ours who met a guy on the beach while surfing. He met another guy. This guy signed up and said, well, okay, I want to do this. He then calls a friend of his in Mexico who then is now in China. And so we now have a team growing in China that came out of nothing more than 2 guys talking on a surfboard in California. It really is amazing. And then you factor in what it does for their families. You factor in that these people are now benefiting their children. They're benefiting the farmers who doTERRA reinvests in. It's this amazing way of being proud of your efforts. I love it.
There's also, as if you thought we were done, we're not done, there's leadership bonus pools, which are amazing. This is the profit sharing part of the business where as you hit and reach certain ranks, then doTERRA has pools of profits set up that you share with those people who hit the ranks. So this becomes a very powerful, large bonus to you on a monthly basis as you reach the various ranks. Now, this is something that I love, and we love to strategize as business owners and entrepreneurs, you know, getting in and fully understanding the compensation plan and fully maximizing the compensation plan so that you can earn as much money as possible. And something I love is that doTERRA really does want you to hit these ranks and earn the money. They're not trying to not let you in on it. They actually do so much training and so much effort to make sure that people are hitting their ranks and getting to participate in the profits of this global multi-billion-dollar company. So that's really, really awesome. Now, so here are the ranks, and here are the average earnings for these ranks. Now, we call these leadership ranks. There's a few prior to silver as you're getting your business started. But once you hit silver, this is the first considered leadership rank for doTERRA. And you have this average annual earnings of $26,000. So a couple $1,000s a month. That can make a big difference in your life. And then you can see how it increases as up to making as much as $1.3 million a year. That's a big difference. Now you've totally created residual, mind you, this is residual income. And so financial freedom, and that's a lot of dreams come true for you and for your team and for people around the globe. So you're having this greater global impact. What kind of possibilities would open up for you in your life if you participated in this? Now, each of you has the opportunity to choose at what level you want to play in doTERRA with us. Do you just want to earn your products for free to support your doTERRA, essential oil addiction? That's great. We are happy to help you to do that. That is somebody who, it looks like you're earning $200 to $600 a month. Those are the ranks of elite to premier. And if your goal is to get products for free and you want to commit 3 to 5 hours a week, that's what you can do, and we can help you do that. If you want to move on to supplementing your income, this is the ranks of silver to gold, where the average income is $2,000 to almost $5,000 a month. And we can help you do that with a part-time commitment. That looks like about 8 to 12 hours a week of time can earn this for you. Now think about that. Most people are doing that with a 40 hour work week, but you can do that in doTERRA with about an 8 to 12 hour work week, okay? And then if you want to replace and multiply your income, this is where you're looking at the ranks of platinum to presidential. That's $8,000 to over $100,000 a month that you can make. And this does require going in full time into this business, spending and committing 30 to 40 hours a week is what it takes to create this type of residual income. And I can tell you that it is so, so worth it. But you get to choose. That's what's great about this. As you're looking at this opportunity, you get to decide what fits into your lifestyle. And that can change over time. You might want to start off in one way and then you evolve and move into another phase. But that's okay, because we're going to help you fit doTERRA into your life however it is perfect for you.
Yeah, and I think one of the critical things real quick about those numbers that we just showed, notice nowhere on there did we say, oh my goodness, if you just come and join this thing in the next 3 weeks, you're going to be rich. This is not a get rich quick anything. This requires effort and commitment. It requires some dedication. It requires learning. It requires a will to be taught how you can then amplify and teach your team. And I think sometimes people have this belief that if they're going to jump in and do something like this and doTERRA as a vehicle, that somehow magically in the next 2 weeks it's going to somehow make us multi-gazillionaires. And that is not true. It does require effort and time. It requires us all being honest with this. But yet when Callie said you get to choose where you want to jump in, that's the great part. You can figure out where do you want to be on this schedule. On this, how much time are you willing to have and allow it to amplify what you already do?
We often say you come for the products, but you stay for the products and the people. And that is something that is so important to know in doTERRA, that when you're joining this business, you're not joining it alone. You're joining it as, as a team member, and your life will be changed by the people that you work with. And then as you bring people in, that ripple effect is going to be powerful, and it's so exciting to be a part of. So starting a business has never been as easy as it is with doTERRA. You really, we invite you to get with the person who invited you to this webinar, and they will help you get started. And if you're here to join with us, we are so excited to help you get started. And all that you do is you begin with an enrollment kit that starts at the price of $150. So can't tell you again how minimal the investment is for the rewards of what you get in return. And then you set up you enroll in the loyalty rewards program, and with a minimum of 100 PV order per month, and that's it. So as I said, it does not get easier than this to start a business. It's just choosing this enrollment kit and setting up your loyalty rewards order. And that gives you, as part of being in this loyalty rewards program, we have the most powerful customer-friendly program. It's like a frequent flyer miles program to help you earn points back. You start at 10% and you increase 5% every 3 months up to 30% rebate that you get on your purchases, and you get to save those points and spend them on free product. So that's really exciting. People love that program, and that's part of what makes up our amazing retention rate. So as we're winding down, it really is just some simple actions that are going to bring you some huge rewards. The first step, I'm going to run through just these simple actions that we're inviting you to consider and to do. And we hope you're as excited as we are, because we talk about the business and we get so excited. Become a wellness advocate and enroll with a kit. 150 PV purchase or more, and we have some amazing deals for you, actually, that can earn you even more points as you buy. If you want to invest in bigger kits, and you can have tremendous savings, okay? Step two, receive the training that you need. Step 3, share the products. Step 4, earn a commission in your first week. In that fast start bonus that I told you about, we can help you to earn money in the very first week. And then step 5 is you build a team, and you don't do this on your own. We help you every step of the way as you do this. So it does require work, but it is, I promise you, the most rewarding work that you can possibly do, that will bring you so much joy. Now, I know that a year from now, you will wish that you had started today, because we felt the same way, didn't we?
Yes.
After my sister, it took us a couple of years before we began using the oils, but it took us, we were late bloomers, I guess, and it took us a few years for our minds to wake up to the possibility of actually doing this as a business and teaching and educating others. And as we've done so, we have been so glad that we've gotten started. And I promise you, doTERRA's opportunity is hot. It's hot right now, and it's available to you, and it's never too late to get started, to create your freedom and to create your dreams.
That's right. So just look down below on the screen, and I want you, please write this down. And if not, go on your computer right now and click on it and enroll in this, because it's a very special apprentice program, meaning we're going to take these years of failures on our part, right? Like the hard work and the knowledge and the effort and the things that worked and didn't work. And we're going to concisely pull this down into what does work, so that you can be part of that organization with us, so that we can hopefully help you to avoid those landmines that you step on, or as they say in the West out here, those cow patties that you find yourself stepping in. So let's not find those cow patties. Let's help you avoid those, okay?
So as a reminder, get with the person who invited you to this webinar, because they can help you to get started on your journey. If you are here to get started with us, go to this link, drdaveandcallie.com/special-apprentice. There's a form for you to fill out where we will be able to follow up with you immediately and talk to you and help you to select your enrollment kit and get started. We are looking for specifically 6 individuals that are serious, that are ready to invest in their future that are ready to do this business with us, and we want to select them and coach them and work with them. So I hope that you are one of them. We would love to work with you, and we are so excited, and we appreciate and thank you so much for joining us today. This has been wonderful to be with you. We hope that you guys have a fabulous day. It's been so much fun.
That's right.
Anything else you want to say, Hen?
No, that's it. That's it. We would love the opportunity to work with you and help you. That's probably one of the things we enjoy most about this, frankly, is seeing other people succeed and watching them excel. It really is just so much fun. So we love it. Enjoy.
With that, we'll say goodbye, everyone. Have a fabulous day. Thanks for being with us.
That's right.
And we wish you all the success in the world.
Bye-bye.